Okay. Welcome everybody to day 4. Can you believe it's day 4 already of the pre-game to the Build More Wealth live challenge next week? We are super excited to have you all here again. Just waiting for everybody to come through on the Zoom and on the lives. And really super excited to get things started in about 9 to 10 minutes time. So if you're brand new here and it's the first time you've attended one of these sessions, pop a number 1 in the chat or the comments for me. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know where you're tuning in from around the world. We are super excited to have our worldwide audience with us here again today. So Kiana's going to show you today on day 4 all about how to pick the perfect asset for your portfolio. So lots of super high value coming your way very, very soon. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the next 8, 9, 10 minutes time. So come on in, take a seat, relax, enjoy yourself as we get ready to show you some student testimonials in a minute for the next 8 or 9 minutes or so. Some of our fabulous students who have already been through the Build More Wealth live challenge in the past and have gone on to have incredible life transformational moments in their portfolios and also in their entrepreneurial journey as well. So super excited to introduce you to some of those students now. So sit back, relax. I'll be back with you in 7 or 8 minutes time.
Joining us right now is InvestDiva.com CEO, Kiana Daniel. Great to see you, Kiana. Thank you so much for being here.
Investing superstar, best-selling crypto author, CEO of InvestDiva, Kiana Daniels, join us now. And Kiana, you were actually featured on a Business Insider piece recently where it says you shared your 3 habits that allowed you to build a $2 million portfolio.
Kiana Daniels with us, best-selling author and CEO of InvestDiva.
CEO of InvestDiva.com, Kiana Daniel.
The CEO of InvestDiva, Kiana Daniel.
Kiana, great to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
I actually had the pleasure of receiving my 500K Diva Award. Again, like I said, it's been less than a year that I have been doing this, and just listening to everything that Kiana said and doing that again and again and again.
My name is Roel Ramos, and I help young adults who aspire to be entrepreneurs make a profit from their passion. And in my first month of 2022, I actually made $90,000 in one day.
My name's Philip Thomas, aka Ken Yard. Officially a business owner. Built up the business slowly, and then, hey, next thing you know, I am at $100,000. So it was great. To be honest, I never thought about reaching that level before because, I don't come from money, right? I started working since I'm 14 years old, and I've always done things on my own.
Imagine you started doing something and in less than a year you get an award.
And what Kiana brings to the table is just something so authentic and so genuine that you just know that you were supposed to be in this space with her, and she's just helping you every step of the way. It's truly an incredible feeling.
Built up the business slowly, and then, hey, next thing you know, I am at $100,000. So it was great.
It's a celebration of my win, but it shows that I invested in correct thing. I could achieve what I was looking for. And it's a proof that Kiana's method works.
My name is Patrice Garcia, and I am a financial advisor. And then I actually did resign from my W-2 job, and now I am officially a business owner.
Ron Jensen. I'm a certified life coach, and I've been doing that for 30 years.
I know people who are action takers are money makers, and that's one of the things that Kiana's taught me. Trust the process, and because if you don't do it now, when will you actually go and change your life?
And Kiana gives you all of the things you need to get there and become the best version of yourself.
By just seeing how many people received awards and some made $1 million, that's a proof that it's really working. It's really working for everyone, and it doesn't matter what's your educational background.
Kiana is the right person. She teaches you in a style that is very easily understandable.
Enjoy your life and earn your freedom back. You're going to get your time back. And especially if you're a mother, you have a family, or if you have other passions, that you want to spend your time doing, this is the way to do it. And if you keep waiting, you're going to keep putting it off, and there's never a perfect time. So just do it today and enjoy your life.
Move forward, because I know the price of letting fear stop me, and I didn't. So please don't let that happen to you. I'm really grateful to have someone come to me that has walked a path, that has learned from suffering, and help other people not to suffer, because that's pretty much my story too.
I was able to make it to 100K, and now because of that, we'll be able to build our basement. Because we thought, oh, that's going to be in 10 years from now. But when you're investing and you know how to invest and, you know, make your money grow, like Kiana says, make your money make babies, then you have cash to do what you've always wanted to do a lot sooner.
I am Jasmine Perez. I am a pediatric oncology nurse.
Trust the process, and because like if you don't do it now, like when will you actually go and change your life?
Say something. I can't tell you how much this community, like when I say I was broken, like I was broken. Like I don't know where I would have been if I hadn't found you, if your ad hadn't popped up. I signed an offer with the job, and the thing they liked was what I'm doing with my empowerment. They want me to come and empower their employees. They want me to help them stabilize their culture, and they're like, what you're doing with women's empowerment, that's what we want to do for our employees. I would never have had this opportunity if I hadn't found you. My year would have looked completely different. My life would have looked completely different.
I am Janie Clay, and I am a nurse practitioner.
My name is Shelly Flores Hernandez, and I am currently a licensed optical manager. I work for an optometrist, but I also do other things on the side.
My name is Ramona Mukherjee, and I am a psychotherapist at present, on my way to becoming an entrepreneur.
But with the entrepreneurship and the passive income streams, it's a faster way to be able to get those things that you wanted in your life that you thought you'd never get.
I would definitely say Kiana is like the most amazing person. She's real. In person, I'm amazed that I met her, because I'm like, wow. Because she transmits that all through a video, and she knows what she's talking about.
I've been yearning for so long to feel like, what's the path? Where's the direction? How can I do this? How can I do this in a way that feels accessible to me as a woman, as a woman with an immigrant background? And I feel so grateful and just like activated, really activated, that I finally have that path. Like something about the way Kiana leads it and all the people that are part of it, part of her team.
Yeah, for me, it's that. It's being able to do what you want in your dreams and realizing that it's possible. And I want to be able to share that with my son and build like this wealth so that it is possible. That I can give something to him and know that he'll be able to do whatever he wants in life, and to be able to give that gift to him.
People who are action takers are money makers, and that's one of the things that Kiana's taught me. Other things I'd love to say about Kiana is she's so humble and she's so sweet, and she's just an awesome role model. And honestly, I just wish that, as I go on this entrepreneur journey and business journey, I want to have that for myself as well. Never forget my roots and always be humble and nice.
I shifted my mindset more than anything, and now I have the resources to kind of follow through with that mindset and with that decision, because you can make the decision all day, every day, but if you don't know what to do next, you're not going to get anywhere. So I think that's the biggest thing, is taking action and knowing what action to take.
I felt transformed. Like I just needed to know more. I needed to be in that space that she was in. It was just a certainty that I hadn't felt in a very long time. So where I am now, it's been less than a year that I've been on this journey, and I am a completely different person.
The teaching, the foundation, is what really we need in life. Because if we don't have that foundation, we're just picking and guessing. And Kiana changed that whole phrasing into, you know what, you have to understand what you're doing, you know.
And Kiana gives you all of the things you need to get there and become the best version of yourself.
It's not only about investing, you will be empowered, you will be confident, and it will help you to make better decisions in different aspects of your life.
I would like to say that I am just truly thankful and grateful for Kiana. She is a humble person. She is a giving person. In less than a year, I was able to get to that 500K level.
Wow, wow, super exciting. So day 4, here we are. You are about to learn how to pick the perfect asset for your portfolio. Super excited. So with that being said, it is time to welcome best-selling author, CEO of Invest Diva, Kiana Danielle, to the Zoom stage. Welcome, Kiana.
Good evening. Happy Thursday. What day is it?
Thursday.
I have no idea what day it is today. It's been a crazy, crazy week. We've been just doing so many things. We're preparing for Build More Wealth Live, and we're pre-gaming for Build More Wealth Live. So much stuff going on. And today was yet another busy day in the Invest Diva world as well. And super, super excited for you guys who made the time to join today. I am super also excited to see some familiar faces. A lot of you came back after day 1, day 2, day 3, and today's week, day 4. How many of you have been attending this in the past few days? Somebody say me in the comments. I just remembered I didn't bring my water here. Me, yes, Sophia, Yolanda, Dennis, Caroline, Ryan, you guys, and Angela, amazing. So let's get started with a little bit of a refreshment for those of you who haven't. Today is your first day. How many guys, today is your first day of the pre-game, pre-party for Build More Wealth Challenge, which, by the way, starts next Monday. How many guys, today is your first day? Put a 1, or first day. Shalini is her first day. So welcome, Shalini. So for those of you who have been attending the past few days, to kind of give a big hug, hi Shelly, to our newbies today, can you share some of your takeaways from day 1? Day 1, how many guys remember we talked about refreshing your money beliefs? I want to know, what are some of your new money beliefs? We went deep. We talked about all of these BS money beliefs that people have. For example, money is, wealthy people are sad, wealthy people are greedy. If I become wealthy, I'm going to, you know, become a bad person or whatever. What are some of your new money beliefs? Let's share those. Ryan has his takeaway, really getting intentional and taking massive action. Oh my goodness, 105%. Taking massive action is the key. Oh, I guess we lost our hosts here somehow. Is the key to achieving your goals. And guess what? Today we're talking about goal setting and asset picking. We're going to talk about 2 things today. Let's share some of your new money beliefs. And also then, what did we talk about on the second day? The second day, we talked about the 6 facts that are going to help you create intentional investment strategies. Krish says, dreams are my reality. That's beautiful, beautiful. The 6 facts that will help you develop investment strategies that are unique to you and your risk tolerance. What were those 6 facts? Fact number 1, on average, corrections have occurred every, how often? Every year. Yes, Yolanda, Dennis, Lisa. For those of you, by the way, who are coming to the Build More Wealth Challenge, if you're a VIP, we are giving away our gifts, basically kind of like this. I'll ask a question based on something I shared the day before, and whoever answers first is going to get an iPad, a Remarkable, an AirPod, hats, so many amazing gifts. So get ready, like practice. Fact number 2 were that around 20% of all corrections turn into about 20% of all corrections turn into a bear market. Yolanda is on a roll. Oh, as we're going through this, I have this Caroline, her new money beliefs. Money comes from expected and unexpected sources that I can multiply exponentially to make my little piece of the world better to be in for those around me and myself. That is beautiful. Can we just give it up for Caroline? That is just so amazingly beautiful. Going back to some of the facts that are going to help you build investment strategies. Number 3, nobody can predict consistently whether the markets will go up, down, or sideways. This is very interesting because like literally today, my husband comes and tells me, hey, babe, do you remember that guy who predicted 2008 market crash that the movie The Big Short was based on? How many guys have watched the movie The Big Short? How many guys have watched the movie The Big Short? So that guy, apparently yesterday, he tweeted, sell now, and then he deleted it. So my husband was like, are you selling? And I'm like, no. No, I have a strategy. I'm going to stick to it. In fact, it was a good wake-up call. So you guys know my strategy. It's a 50-50 strategy. I have a 50-50 rule, and I'm going to stick with it. Maybe he knows something, but again, he's not God, and he deleted it. And anyways, yes, there is a very high likelihood that the recession is going to, this is a short rebound. We've talked about this, and then it's going to go back down before it goes up. We know that. But that is not what I'm going to base my investment strategy upon. My investment strategy is my investment strategy that was based on my risk tolerance and my financial goals. We talked about risk tolerance yesterday. Today, we're going to talk about financial goals and picking the assets that are in line to your financial, bring it gold. Yes. All right. I need some energy here. Thank you, Dennis. You're awesome. Fact number 4 was that the markets rise over time, even though in short term, they have all of these crazy things happening. Number 5, historically, bear markets happen every 3 to 5 years. And then number 6, the greatest danger, the biggest risk of the financial markets is being out of it. That is the biggest risk to your money for the financial market, out of the market. Dennis, you're a champion. I want you on my team. All right. Yesterday, we talked about risk management. How many components does your risk tolerance have? How many components does your risk tolerance have? 3, Yolanda, amazing. Caroline, yes, 3. So good. Number 1 is your ability to take a risk. That we calculated yesterday, your net worth, your cash flow situation, your savings account. What is your current financial situation? That is your ability to take a risk, component number 2. Component number 3 is your willingness to take a risk. Willingness to take a risk is your personality. And it also has a correlation with, very good. Yes, Caroline, she's going at it. She's really getting ready to get all those award gifts. Point number 3 is your willingness, and it is in correlation with point number 4, the third component of your risk tolerance, which is your confidence in that asset. The higher the confidence, the higher your confidence in that asset, the higher your willingness to take a risk. But sometimes we don't really want to mix the two because it could confuse you, and then it could also kind of cloud and kind of bring FOMO into the game. So we kind of want to look at them a little bit separately. We want to learn about it and also recognize that confidence is different than reading a tweet from somebody who knows his stuff and then kind of submitting to them. That is not real confidence. That's FOMO. That's hype. How many of you guys are getting it? Somebody say, I'm getting it. Shalini says, I feel lost. Are there recordings available? Yes, the recordings are actually both on Facebook and on YouTube. But today, it's okay if today is your first day, because today we're going to talk about something completely brand new that even if you didn't watch day 1 or day 2 or day 3, you are going to get it. you are going to get today, and then you can go back and watch day 1, day 2. They're not like directly, you know, like if you didn't go like in linear lines. They are independent of each other. All right. Today I have a like kind of rapping vibe. I don't know what's happening. So bear with me, team. The video is lagging. Is that for everybody or is it just David? Tristan, give me a thumbs up. Is everything good? Everything is good. All right, David, reboot your computer. All right. Oh, Yolanda is lagging too. You mean video is lagging in comparison to my voice? Oh, crap.
Just started lagging now in the last 30 seconds or so, yeah.
Are we getting now? Oh, you exited and entered, Caroline says, and it, well, I am having problems with my internet today. I know this pregame party has been one tech problem after another. And today our internet is again not really working. All right, I'm gonna go and talk. And if it's lagging, maybe like don't look at me, I guess, or maybe I can share a screen. Is it my voice that is lagging? Like, yeah, don't look at me. Okay. All right. So today is day 4. It's the picture. All right. Yeah, don't look at me. Let me share a screen. I'll share like a S&P 500 chart, I guess. Yeah, my internet is slow, team, but the video is delayed. All right. Audio is perfect. Yeah, you don't need my face. You don't need my face. All right, cool. So it is day 2. Day 4. What are we talking about? Day 4. And before I get into how you are going to set your or pick the assets, you're going to go asset picking. We're not going to go apple picking. We're going to go asset picking. All right. We're going to go pick some assets. But before that, we want to know our goals. You want to know your goals. All right. So how do you even go about setting goals? So we're going to talk about that. The reason why we need the goal is that just like knowing your risk tolerance and knowing exactly where you stand financially, knowing your goal is going to prevent you from falling for hype and FOMO. There is so much noise. It is sometimes even hard for me to focus. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop my video and restart it again. Maybe that will help. Or that might actually, is it still bad? Making me self-conscious. Audio is almost not okay. All right, we're having a tech day. How is it now? The tech gods do not want this pregame. Sound is better. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep on talking. I don't know. I see myself pretty good. It's good on Instagram. Oh, this is what you can do. It's like an old video from the 90s. That's fine. I'm that old. I am coming to you from the back in time, not from the future. So you know what you can do? You can listen to me on Instagram and look at me in here. I don't know. Yeah, have both on. Yes. At Invest Diva. All right. So this is what we're going to talk about. Bring out your notebook. You don't need my face. Bring out your notebook. Bring out your notebook. Everybody has your notebook. Bring out your notebook. Notebooks out. Here's how we're going to set your goals today. We're going to set your goals. There are 3 rules to financial goal settings. How many rules? 3 rules. Very, very good. Yes, amazing. Rule number 1, your financial goal needs to be measurable. What does that mean? It means that if I ask you, what's your goal in life? And you say, my goal is to be happy, that is not a good goal, because what is happiness to you? What are your measurements that define happiness? If I ask you, what is your goal? And you say, my goal is to have a bunch of money, that is not a measurable goal. If I ask you, what is your financial goal, and say, my goal is to become a millionaire, that is still not a very measurable, goal. We want it to be very precise. Yolanda says, my goal is to pay off my house. Again, this is not as precise. How much is it? By the way, Yolanda, after you attend Build More Wealth, and on day 4, we talk about good debt and bad debt. I know Uncle Dave Ramsey is all about pay off your house, pay off your house. That may not be the first thing you want to do. I am never going to pay off my house I'm not like, why? What is the goal of paying off your house where you can use that money and go invest in something else that is going to give you a lot more return? I don't want to lock in a bunch of money in a house that is not going to, a house, first of all, is not an investment. How many guys knew that already? Or if you didn't know, now you do. A house that you live in is not an investment. A house that you buy as an investment is an investment, but a house that you live in is not an investment. A house that you live in is a home. So if we're buying a house, I want to put as low as possible, even though I can go and buy that house in cash today. I am trying to get as little as possible down payment and then pay the rest of it off, even though the interest rates are skyrocketing. It's crazy pants how much the interest rates are high. Still, it makes more sense to me. So interest rates right now is 5%, which is ridiculous. And I could sell all of my portfolios and go buy that house in cash and not pay the interest, but do the math. Do the math. On average, financial markets grow by 8% every single year. How much is the interest that I'm paying on paying off on my house? 5%. What is 8 minus 5? This is second grade math. 8 minus 5, the 8% that I could have my money work and grow in the market, minus the 5% that I'm paying on the interest rate. If I keep my money in the market and let it grow by 8%, while I'm paying the 5% interest rate, I am still 3% a year ahead. My money is still growing by 3%. How many of you guys are getting it? I'm getting it. Getting it. And I'm getting that my sound has may be all right, or still not, still is okay. It's good. Yeah. All right. So you want your goal team to be measurable. And I know I got off-sided, but I'm looking at the comments here. And I have to respond. I can't not respond because that is my thing. I am here to serve you, team. So your goal needs to be measurable. So here are some examples of good goals. For example, $700,000 net worth. Now you know exactly what a net worth is your assets minus liability. If you want to get your net worth up to $700,000, beautiful, amazing. That is a good measurable goal. The $3.5 million house in Westport, Connecticut. Well, actually, we ended up buying a $12 million house, but it's all right. That's fine. We took far away, but but that was the goal back in the day when I first wrote this. That's crazy. Like, I'm looking at some of my goals that I wrote 3 years ago, and now I'm like, wow, holy moly, we've surpassed those goals. Like, I'm like, wow. Anyways, that's the power of goal setting, because you set micro goals, and as you achieve them and you celebrate them, oh my gosh, then the achievements keep rolling. That gratitude, man, the gratitude after you achieve your goals, because it is just so easy to achieve a goal and then be completely like, get another goal. Like we do this with our Investiva students, the $1 Million Family Accelerators. And sometimes we're just so jaded. I'm like, okay, let's share your wins. And they're like, I don't know if I have a win. I'm like, all right, like something. Oh yeah, so like my book got published. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like you wrote a book and you're not celebrating? So it is easy, especially as you become more and more successful, to not celebrate your wins. But that's why if you're in the power course, we celebrate your first dollar. When you make your first dollar, we celebrate it. When you make your $10, we celebrate it. Celebrating your tiny goals and setting goals that are achievable to you, we're going to get into that, is going to help you get into bigger goals as well. So other rules for, so that was the measurable part. The second rule of financial goal setting is that it needs to be realistic to you. Now, I don't know how many of you guys believe in manifesting or law of attraction, or your thoughts become your world, or prayers are like by the way, if you're religious, if you're a scientist, if you're into spirituality, all of them have a name for it. Religious people say your prayers get answered. Spiritual people say manifest. Scientists say quantum something, I forgot. Placebo effect, the placebo effect, that you believe it and it happens. So it exists, it has been existing, and everybody talks about it, that it has different names, but that is why your goal needs to be realistic to you. So let's say you're religious and you want to pray about it. What are you praying about? Right? You're praying about an actual measurable goal, and the more realistic it is to you, the higher likelihood of it being responded to. Again, I've never been a prayer, but I have been a manifester. But I heard recently that they were actually both kind of the same. So that's cool. And then Shao says, my ultimate goal is $2 million though. It's funny because my ultimate goal since I was like 19 was $7 million earned in my business. And now we're at like 15. So just you wait. But I'm just trying to expand your vision a little bit. Like I'm talking about when I was broke as a joke and I was like $7 million. When I make $7 million, I'm going to retire. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to be done. And guess what? I made $10 million. I'm like, oh, I'm just getting started. What are you talking about? Like, run the party. But then your priorities change, because now that money is not an issue, now you're able to really find and do the things that give you joy. Like this gives me joy. Like if you didn't see me like today, I was like literally just laying around. Like I was just so exhausted. I'm PMSing. I'm sorry about that. But TMI, I know. But then right before I come here, I'm like just fired up. I'm fired up. It's because I love you guys. This is my jam. I love doing this. So you get to do what you really want to do once you achieve your goals, right? So, by the way, I did something really, really cool. Another cool thing today that fired me up, and then I was like, again, is I met, so you guys know that we're partnering with CARE organizations, like, the charity that is like the coolest and is closest to my heart. And so I met with them today again. We're like strategizing like so many different things that we can do together. If you are any Persians here in the room, we actually did also talk about, how they may be able to help Iranian women. So it's super, super cool. So we're getting involved with that. So there are 2 things that I did today that I really, really love. I also love playing with my daughter, but I would love that. So your goals need to be, number 1, measurable. Number 2, Mandy is like, never TMI. We should always tell each other those things. Yes, damn right. Like, yeah. All right, team. Thank you for sharing. We have some Persians here. Yes, you're trying to figure out how we can help Persians, our beautiful Persians in Iran, a beautiful woman. So that's what happened. Oh my gosh, I'm like all over the place. Rule number 1 for your goal setting is it has to be measurable. Number 2, it has to be realistic to you. Realistic to who? Everybody tap your chest and say me. I know I can see you, but do it anyway. When you're VIP, I can see you. That's going to be awesome. It has to be realistic because you want to believe in it. You want to believe. You don't want it to be like, oh, I wish I'd become a millionaire. And if you don't actually understand and believe in your soul and your core, that is something that is, no matter what is going to happen, it is not going to happen. And the interesting thing is, I always was saying, I want to make $7 million, $7 million, like since I was 19, but it never happened. And now I know why. It's because first of all, I had never met a millionaire. So to me, it was just this fantasy that I wanted to achieve. So I I really didn't know what it was. I was like, oh, millionaire. Like I had this, like, it wasn't believable. It wasn't realistic. And I had never met someone who had done that. That's why a sub rule here is that you always want to surround yourself with people who have achieved what you want to achieve. And thanks to the internet, you have access to them. Isn't that amazing that you can literally go and watch Paris Hilton live on TikTok? I mean, I don't know if you want to be her, but like there is another level of proximity, and if you have them as a coach, even better. Like that's why I have so many coaches. Like I wanted to better my relationship with my husband. What did I do? I went and found coaches who had amazing, beautiful, like unbelievable relationships and marriages. Boom. Like we were on the breakup, getting a divorce, and now we're back together. Like better than ever, literally. That's the power of surrounding yourself with people who have achieved what you want to achieve. In terms of my financial, the first time I ever, so this is the 2 Comma Club Award. I don't know how many guys are in the Russell Brunson entrepreneurship world. Put an R in the comments if you know Mr. Russell Brunson. He is my like first ever coach. Only Tristan? Seriously? Okay. I guess we're not in a very entrepreneurial room today, but that's fine. He's one of my coaches. And he gives people who've made $1 million in their business this award. It's called the 2 Comma Club Award. And first when I heard about it, I was like, okay, yeah, right. Like the people probably like cheat, and he probably like goes and pay a bunch of people to come and act as if they, like that was my mentality. That was exactly my mentality. I didn't actually believe that people can make that kind of money in their business. I always was skeptical. Meanwhile, I wanted to become a millionaire. Do you guys see the issue here? That you want it, but you're so filled with skepticism that there is no way you're going to achieve it. Right? So it wasn't until I actually met a bunch of 2 Comma Club Award winners in flesh, and I talked to them, and I'm like, you made $1 million? What? And some of those friends now we're like good friends with. And I remember the first time I met these people, I was like going crazy. I'm like, people still remember that day that I was at this event. I was trying to like peek myself through these group of like really cool 2 Comma Club Award winners. And I'm like, can you teach me what did you do? What did you do? And now the funny thing is I was actually speaking at one of those friends' events last week. And he knows the story because he remembers me at that like little girl who was like trying to, make conversations with all these millionaires, and I was so intimidated. And now I'm making more money than them. Like, it's crazy. Isn't that crazy? Like, I'm not telling this to impress you. Obviously, I'm telling you this to make it more believable to you that this actually is what could happen. Once you surround yourself with people who've achieved it. That's why now we give our students these awards. Once our first person, I don't know who was the first person who got the 100K Club Award. This is, by the way, we don't give people awards for just making the money. How many of you guys remember we talked about cash flow? Cash flow, a lot of those people that have got 2 Comma Club Award, they got no money, they got no portfolio. So we give awards to people who actually have a portfolio, net worth portfolio of $100,000, $200,000, and $1 million. And then as it rolled, like the first person got that 100K, then it became believable, achievable to the next people. Then all of a sudden we had that first $1 million award winner, and it's been unbelievable, right? So that is why like these kind of things are super cool to helping your goals actually becoming realistic and feeling realistic to you. Now, these are the 2 first components of financial goal settings. The third and very important, another important rule is that it has to have a deadline. Because again, I don't know which one it was that really prevented me from making that $7 million in the first 20 years of my adulthood, but I didn't have a deadline. I was like, I want to make a $7 million. Like, okay, maybe I'll make a $7 million when I'm 70. Like, The universe doesn't know, God doesn't know, whoever you are praying to or manifesting doesn't know when. It needs to have a deadline. So that's why we do this exercise with our students. Are you guys ready? First of all, I want you guys to write your measurable, realistic goal that has a deadline. Here are some examples to get you going. For example, for me, this is my goal right now, giving $1 million to care.com, making it feel realistic to me. I have to put the date a little bit further back. By, what are we right now, 2023? I'm gonna have to push it right now to make it feel realistic to me by December 2030. I'm gonna give myself 7 years to be able to donate $1 million, like all at once. Like we've been donating to care, obviously, but I want to like make a $1 million check. It's different, right? Like that. So getting to a position that I can donate or give a $1 million check to care organization by December 2023. The reason why I chose December is because December is when you want to give to charity for tax purposes. Entrepreneurs in the house know that. So that is the time that typically majority of people give to, and you also know what your finances were in the past year. So you've done your balancing, you know your net worth, you know what happened in the business, you know where you're going. So then you can allocate the amount that is not going to hurt your business, hurt your personal life to charity. All right. So that is my goal. All right. Your goal could be going to an all-inclusive family vacation with your whole family, extended family in Hawaii and stay there for 30 days. That is actually, again, what we did this summer. It is measurable, right? It has a destination. And then you want to set a date that also feels realistic to you. So we're getting some goals coming in. My goal would be to duplicate my first $1,000 by the end of this year. Beautiful. To double the money in my brokerage account in 1 year, donate $5,000 in 1 month to my charities without being painful in 2 years. Let's set an exact date or month. That would be really cool too. Good stuff, team. Dennis, Jackie, amazing. Shree's asking, how do you think it's a realistic goal for me? Say it out loud. And if you feel scared by it, it doesn't feel realistic. You don't have to go with this massive, massive goals. If creating an investment portfolio, you're like, you don't have an investment portfolio, you're like super scared about it. So that could be your goal. And again, by the way, we have short-term goals, we have medium-term goals, and we have long-term goals. Short-term goals are anything within a year. And short-term goals, you should never, ever set as a massive, like crazy pants goal. Short-term goal, it has to be like literally achievable within a year without like winning a lottery. All right. And I'm not only talking about financial goals, I'm talking about any goal, right? So for example, we had a short-term goal was wanted to sell 1,000 tickets to the Build More Wealth Challenge. We've never sold more than 200. And I was like, you know what? This feels achievable to me, so let's go. And, you know, because it felt achievable, we're kind of halfway through, so that's cool, right? But medium-term goals are anywhere between 1 to 3 years or 1 to 5 years, depending. Long-term goals are anything beyond that, all right? And what's interesting is that people underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years. Isn't that cool? And we're going to talk, because the reason why I want you guys to have your short-term and medium-term and long-term goals separately is because there's a really, really, really cool game we're going to play at Build More Wealth Live that I want you guys to have this handy. But as I said, your medium-term goal can be something, or short-term goal can be something as small as starting my own business, finally quitting my job. I don't know. Or if you already have a business, you're making, let's say, $10,000 per month, going from $10,000 per month to I don't know, $15,000, whatever that is feeling realistic to you. So say it out loud and feel it. Do you actually feel? Can you actually see yourself in it? Prisha saying, my goal is to build the most beautiful garden in my village that brings smile and peace and happiness to the people around me. Oh, that's just beautiful. By the end of December 2025. So I was earn 50K in capital gains in trading by 2023. Oh, we have a trader in the house. Pay cash to my daughter in Paris, June 2024. How much cash? Lisa, 400. Okay, 400K net worth by December 24. Super cool. Increase income by 25K this year. All right. Publish my book. April. Publish my book by April 2023 to make more money. That's so good. All right. Amazing, amazing stuff. Now, if you've got your goal, if you've got your measurable, realistic deadline, has the deadline goal. It doesn't matter if it's a short-term goal or the medium-term goal or the long-term goal. If you got a goal, put a I got it in the comments. Say I got it in the comments. Got it, got it, got it. Amazing. All right, now we're going to do this exercise that we do every single week with our $1 Million Family Accelerators. And it's funny because this week we had a meeting. So we have meetings every week. And one of my students is like, I'm like, okay, so we're gonna do this. And she's like, well, I achieved my goal. Like literally, I'm sitting in the house that I've been manifesting in the past year since I joined. And I'm like, okay, let's celebrate. No more goals, no more goals. Time out. Let's celebrate that. It is just so fascinating to see from where you were like last year when you keep on doing this to where you get. It's just the best feeling ever. So we're gonna do this. Are you guys ready? Sit tight, sit upright, wherever you are. If you're like looking at your phone like this, put your head up. All right, so close your eyes, and you know your goal, right? Close your eyes. And I'm going to lead by example, and then you're going to do it by yourself. All right. So what you're going to do is that you're actually going to see yourself in that moment that you achieved the goal that you just set. What do I mean by that? First of all, I don't want you for it to be like as if you're watching a movie. You're actually there. You're actually physically there. How does it feel like? Who do you see around you? What are you wearing? How's the weather? What do you feel? Is that moment that we want to capture ourselves in it. So for example, for me, this has been what I've been manifesting, all right? So for me, it is July 2027. We are at the $1 Million Family Live event. I'm up on stage. I'm wearing this beautiful gown, and I can see our students lined up right about the stage, and they're one by one coming up, receiving their $1 Million Diva Award and taking a photo with me. Jonathan, our photographer, is in front of us. He is like yelling, Kiana, smile, smile. And we're smiling one by one with the students. And I give them a hug, and I have this huge smile. I can see the rest of the students, the rest of the crowd sitting on the chairs. And I'm just feeling so proud, so excited. I'm a little bit warm. My armpits are sweating a little bit. And I'm just so happy. And I can totally feel it. I'm like literally right there. I'm there on the stage. I'm there on the stage. I'm actually wearing high heels. My feet hurt a little bit because I've been in the high heels for a while, but I don't care because I'm high on the dopamine of all the students coming up and giving them a hug. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it. I'm so excited. And I have to go one by one. And oh my gosh, it feels amazing. All right. So that was my manifestation. Now it is your turn. And I know I can't see you right now. But put yourself in that moment. Close your eyes, put yourself in that moment. What are you wearing? What happened? Maybe you just picked up your phone and you noticed that your portfolio just hit that amount that you set. Maybe you just picked up your phone and you're looking at your Stripe app or whatever it is that you use for your business, and it just hit that amount that you set your head up. Maybe your goal was to give your children something. So that moment, see that child right in front of you. What is her reaction? What are you feeling? Where are you? What is your surroundings? Actually act it out. You are there right now. How do you feel? What are you telling? What are you talking about? Or maybe your goal is this vacation. Maybe you're on the beach. Maybe put yourself exactly right there in that moment of that goal. You're building a village for somebody. It is built. What is happening? Who is coming to thank you? What is your reaction? What do you see around you? Maybe there are these people who are like, running towards you to thank you for it. Put yourself in that moment and enjoy it. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I trust that you guys did it right, because you guys are amazing, but this is what you want to do on a daily basis for at least 30 days. And then you want to do it, I would recommend that you do it at least once a week. So Lisa says, I'm that $1 million student that you're hugging. I cannot wait to see your beautiful face and give you a hug. Teresa, they have the same goal. You guys, bring it. Make my dream come true, please. Make my dream come true. So good. Amazing stuff, team. So with that, now that you have your goal, we are going to talk about something completely different. Again, you can apply this goal setting method to financials. You can also apply to your relationship, to your health, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Obviously, we're Invest Diva, we're Wealth Diva, we're all about money. So we're kind of focusing on that, but you can use this for everything else. And guess what? When you have a lot of money, you can fix your relationship and your health. No joke. So let's get to how to now pick the right assets for your portfolio. All right, now we're going to get a lot deeper into this in Build More Wealth Challenge Day 2. But today I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview so that you are ready. Again, this is the pregame. And at Build More Wealth, we're going to get deeper into this, especially this one, because this is super, super cool. So the first thing you want to understand when it comes to picking the right assets for your portfolio is, again, your risk. We already figured that out. If you don't know your risk tolerance, you can either go watch yesterday's replay or attend our free masterclass, by the way. Ali is asking, is Build Your Wealth going to be recorded? All right. So Build More Wealth Challenge, if you're a general admission, you're only going to get 1 hour per day, and it is going to be recorded, and it's going to be available for 5 days of the challenge, or the 7 days of the challenge. General admission is going to be available to everybody and recorded for everybody for the 7 days. VIP is getting a whole bunch of bonuses that you're going to have lifetime access to, plus an hour with me of Q&A. Now, people who do I know VIP is like, oh my gosh, I don't have the time, I can't commit, I can't come in. But let me tell you, VIP, like attending the VIP is like night and day, because I'm there with you. Even if you can attend one of the days of the VIP, I promise you it's going to be worth it. And plus, VIP is 100% money back guarantee if you attend all 5 days. But the VIP session, because we get very deep into the Q&A and people share their situations for their privacy, it is not going to be recorded. All right. So don't record or provide the recordings of the VIP, but the general admission that I share, the stuff, the content is going to be recorded and available. And again, this event is an experience. It's meant to be live. It's like going to the concert and then asking, is this going to be recorded? Like, it's not going to be the same. Like, if you can't attend the concert, record. Is it the same? How many guys get it that going to a concert live is not the same as going to the concert recorded? Recorded is just YouTube, whereas live is live. You actually feel it, and feelings are what are going to actually get you to that vibration that is going to help your goals achievable. Otherwise, it's just another YouTube video, right? The reason why we want you guys to attend live is because we don't want it to be another YouTube video, because there's so much information out there. Like, information alone is not going to get you anywhere. Otherwise, everybody would have been millionaires. There's only information that I know is already there. The reason why 90% of people are not millionaires is because they're not taking action on it. They're not at that same level of frequency, that same level of vibration. If you want to get that same level of vibration of an actual millionaire, then get in the room with me, all right? Get in the room with us. Get in the room. It's 10 VIP. Yes. Lisa says showing up live is taking inspired action. Massive action. You guys are unbelievable. I am just so proud of you guys. So the first thing that comes into play when it comes to asset picking is understanding your risk and understanding that the riskier an asset, the highest the potential reward. What do I mean by that? For example, when there are these Bitcoin enthusiasts who say, Bitcoin is going to go to the moon, Bitcoin is going to go to $100,000, Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million. Now, I'm not saying if it's going to or not going to hit that number, but just the fact that there is that assumption that it could get there automatically makes it a riskier asset. How many guys are getting this? So for example, there's this thing with, people are like, okay, blue chip stocks, like don't look into stocks that are already established or companies that are already established because there's no room for growth. But guess what? Yes, the growth, the reward, the potential for reward is lower, but so is the risk. Now, which one is right? Which one should you choose? I don't know. It depends on your risk tolerance. Yes, it depends on you. So good. You guys are getting it. So that is the first factor that comes into play when it comes to asset picking. Now, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to tell you an apple picking story. I wrote this story back in the day and I love it. So I'm going to read it for you. I'm sorry, asset picking. It's a story about the little asset. It's a bedtime story. You can tell it to your students. You can memorize it to your kids at night. So it is called The Little Asset. A long time ago, in a land far, far away on Wall Street, New York, there was a dude working at Goldman Sachs. He went asset picking one day and discovered, quote unquote, that a certain little asset has a very high expected return. So the Goldman Sachs dude decided to invest heavily in the little asset because there was a potential for high rewards. Then a little birdie called the Wall Street Journal found out about the little asset and what the Goldman Sachs dude had done and started chirping about it. The Goldman Sachs dude bought the little asset. The Goldman Sachs dude bought the little asset. And then the rest of the birds in the sky, also known as the media, started shrieking and hooting and cawing. Caw, the Goldman Sachs dude says the little asset has a high expected rate of return. They were so loud in the sky that everybody sitting at their homes, just scrolling through their TikTok accounts and Instagrams and having their TV on, heard it. They heard it from little birdies like Motley Fool and CNBC, and quickly everybody caught FOMO, the fear of missing out. They rushed to buy their fair share of the little asset too, so they're not left behind on this massive expected rate of return. And then one day, as everybody kept buying and buying the little asset and pushed its price higher and higher and higher and higher, the Goldman Sachs dude reached his expected return right when the last person bought it and pushed its price high enough due to supply and demand. Then the Goldman Sachs dude says, yay, hey, I'm going to take profit now. So he sold the little asset. The Wall Street Journal reported on it. Everybody else panicked and started selling. And the price of the little asset dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped, leaving the last person who bought its shares at a loss. The end. All right. I very much expect an applause. Bitcoin chat GTP. All right. Kels is like, I'm dying. That is a story of Wall Street. I hope I didn't. Who sleeps after this? Nobody. This was not meant to sleep. I completely was joking that you can tell this story to your kids, but this is what happens over and over and over and over and over again in the stock market. What happens? Like, is that somebody, oh, I know, go sell, the Wall Street dude says, the big short guy says, everybody's gonna start panic picking. And guess what? This is called literally the self-fulfilling prophecy. Somebody says something, everybody does it, and then, oh, suddenly they are Nostradamus. No, you said it. You said it. You set the record. David says, I've lived that sad story. Now, the good news is this doesn't have to be sad, because now we know the story. I've lived that story. Oh, believe you me, I've lived that story. That's why I know the story, right? That's why I know this story. But we, the Investivas and the Investivos in the house, we don't do that anymore. In fact, I want you guys to hold your hand up, and we're going to repeat this after me, is that we, the Investivas and the Investivos, are the intelligent value investors. Somebody repeat after me. We, the Investivas and the Investivos, are the intelligent value investors. We don't just buy and hold. We buy intelligently. We hold intelligently and sell intelligently in accordance to our unique risk tolerance and financial goals. I'm going to repeat this pledge of allegiance to the Investiva community. I, Investiva, or if you're a guy, say Investivo. I, Investiva, or we, the Investivas and Investivos, are the intelligent value investors. We don't fall for hype and FOMO. We don't just buy and hold. We buy intelligently, hold intelligently, and sell intelligently in accordance to our unique risk tolerance and financial goals. Everyone guys getting it? Everyone guys are like actually pledging. Tristan, I don't see your hand up, but I'm hoping you're all good. All right. We buy, sell, and hold intelligently. Yes, put your hands up. So good, team. So good. That is why let that lesson, if you live that story, let it be a lesson and move on. It's time to move on. All right. Now, as we're getting into asset picking story, for those of you who are super new, who don't even have an investment account, you can buy assets, by the way, in something called a brokerage account. If you're in the US, you can use anything, literally Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, Charles Schwab, Public, Webull, Fidelity, E-Trade, Stash. For beginners, all of them are fine. But Foster is saying, I'm not buying GameStop again. All right. So you buy assets there, right? High five to that. And then we get into, now that we know our risk tolerance, now that we know that we're going to really buy something in accordance to either our short-term goal, medium goal, and long-term goal, now you know your goal. Now you know where you want to go. You have a destination. All right. Since you have a destination, you're going to be able to pick an asset intelligently based on that goal. And you may pick several assets, one for short-term goal, one for medium-term goal, one for long-term goal, right? And that's why in the past, I used to have several different portfolios. Now I've consolidated them because I just have now one goal. But before, when I was, doing more with my investment account, I had several goals. I had different risk portfolios. Public, I believe it's fine. I've never used it as an app, but I believe it's like SEC regulated and easy to use. So as long as you're below $250,000, you probably want to use that. And no, not a regular bank. You want to have a broker. So TD Ameritrade is good, is what I use, and Robinhood is what I use. Everything below $250,000 is in Robinhood. I also use Interactive Brokers, but they have a commission fee. TD Ameritrade, I hold majority of my portfolio. Fidelity is good and easy to use, fairly. So those are the ones. All are fine. And now we get into actually picking the asset. Now, if you are a value investor, and we just pledge an allegiance to the Investiva community, that is Investiva flag, I guess. Pledge allegiance to the Investiva flag. We should get a flag. Oh my gosh, I'm full of ideas. We should make an Investiva flag. Now you are going to select your assets. Now, the story behind how I came up with this is very interesting, because I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs here in the house. How many entrepreneurs do we have in the house? Put an E in the comments if you are an entrepreneur. By the way, in Australia, we have a question. Australian brokers, CMC, South Wealth, Interactive Brokers. Europe, we have Saxo Bank and DeGiro. Canada, Questrade. Double E, we have entrepreneurs in the house. Now, the cool thing about being an entrepreneur is that you are going to be a really, really, really good asset picker. How do I know? Because you know what it takes to make a company work. Like, you know the backstory, you know marketing, you understand sales. Because you're in it, you're going to be able to smell like a shit show from 100 miles. It is way better than looking at the earnings report. And I actually kind of came up with this rule of picking the best assets from a rule from my portfolio when I was reading this book, Play Bigger. That is a complete entrepreneurship book. How many of you guys have read the book Play Bigger? So I was reading the book Play Bigger, and it was basically teaching how you can make your company to be a category king. All right. And that's interesting because Russell now has like category king, and he got that from Play Bigger too. But I got an investment idea from that book. And that is, okay, if this is what it takes for my company to become a category king, then as a value investor, I want to invest in category kings, because category kings are the companies that are never going to go away, because they are the king of the category. What are category kings, you ask? Somebody asked me, how many of you guys want to know what is a category king? Put a K in the comments if you want to know what a category king or queen. Category king, category queen. What is a category king? What is a category queen? It is a company or an asset or anything that when we say the name of that category, their name pops up. It could be an entrepreneur, it can be a company, it could be a crypto, all right? So we're going to play this game so that you understand what a category king is. So I'm going to say the name of the category, and you are going to say the first name that pops into your head. Cool? All right. So the category of search engine. Who's the king? Google. Voila. Google is the category king of search engine. The category king of social media. I'm actually curious about this. Who's the category king now? We got Meta, Facebook. Facebook is still king. Yes. I have a lot of Facebook shares, team. A lot of Meta shares, which was up today, by the way, by 25%. So I'm glad you guys did not say TikTok. Javier says you. Aw, you. Here on Instagram. So the category of cryptocurrency. Who's the king? Bitcoin. And then the funny thing is, in my book, Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies, I talk about it. Even in cryptocurrency, we have categories. We have categories of, we have privacy coins, and we have stable coins, and we have payment coins and legal coins and all these kind of different platform coins. And for each category, they can go find a category. Now, the cool thing is the category doesn't have to be super huge. In fact, now I know that, if I say, all right, we're going to do this last one, who is the category of retail online shopping? Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. The name of my book is Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies, 2nd edition, coming soon to the store near you. Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies is the book. Amazon, amazing. Now, I know that these are blue chip stocks that some people would perceive as being overvalued or whatever, and there's no more room for growth to them, although the price is super cheap right now and could even drop lower. But the cool thing about this is that you can actually, just as an entrepreneur would do, and we're going to talk about entrepreneurship a lot in Build More Wealth. This is actually, in fact, going to be 90% about entrepreneurship. The way to become the category king is to what? Number one is to niche down on your category, right? That is literally how we scaled this business. Before, I wanted to help everybody and anybody. Then I focused on moms, and we sold even more. Even though we have a lot of men, it's interesting. We have a lot of men, a lot of non-moms, but because I'm focused on moms, for some reason, we scale like crazy. It's just crazy pants. Then now we niche down even more. Believe it or not, as we're scaling, we're niching down even more. So the more you niche and the more you, smallen, what is the right word for that? The more you squeeze your category, the more you go down the category, tighten, thank you, English, downsize, specify, thank you, smallen, tighten, thank you so much, Erica. Your category, the more successful you're going to be. And guess what? That is how you're going to be able to find assets, stocks, companies that are publicly traded, but are the king of that small, tiny category. So for example, if I told you, who is the category king of really comfortable shoes for liberals? No. You didn't hear the last part. Comfortable shoes for liberals. If you're not a liberal, you're not going to even know about it. Crocs. The liberals in the house actually gave themselves away. Again, nothing against it or for it. I don't care about politics, but guess what? People know. Now, what is a category king of shaving? What is the thing that men shave their face with? Blade, shaving blade. No. Everybody's saying Gillette, don't get ahead of yourself. That is a category king of the whole category. Gotcha. The blade for hardcore right-wingers, Republicans. There was a blade for them. Okay, so we don't have many men in here, and but there is, I forgot the name, but Harry, it's Harry. I'm gonna trust you on your word. I just learned about it, and they are like selling like crazy pants. And the only thing on their website is that don't give your money to the liberal corporations who hate you. That is like, they don't have nothing about blades on their website. That's what they say on their website. That is called niching down. It's brilliant. Maybe it's both. I don't know what it is, but I just heard it from my friend the other day, and brilliant, right? So if they go public, they know they're going to do. They know they're going to do well. I'm looking at the comments here. Anthony says, if a stock doesn't pay a dividend, I say don't buy it. All right, Anthony, I have a comment on that. Dividends are good if your goal is to getting that stream of income. Dividends are paid because a company is not very confident, typically is not very confident in their capital gain growth. So they pay you a quarterly or sometimes monthly dividend to keep you holding the shares. So depending on your goals, for my dad, I mainly buy dividend stocks. Why? Because he's old. He's not going to be able to wait around 80 years to, enjoy the capital gain, right? He wants that stream of income. So we buy mainly dividend stocks for him, right? If you have anything like tax issues, if you're making a ton of money and you don't have a tax deduction system in place like a trust fund, that's when I stopped buying dividend stocks for a while, was that I actually didn't want additional income, right? I wanted like the capital gains to remain unrealized, so I don't have to pay taxes on them, and then I could go and borrow against my portfolio. So there is a strategy for everybody, and no one strategy is for everybody. Like I'm telling you, if somebody says, oh, just buy dividend stock, oh, but just buy blue chip, oh, just buy this kind of, there is something for everybody and nothing is for everybody. All right. Are getting it? Somebody say, I'm getting it. All right. Is it okay? So picking an asset, I get distracted all the time. So good. So rule number one in asset picking is we pick category kings for long-term value investing goals. If you have a short-term goal, there is a completely different strategy. We're not going to talk about right now. Right now we're talking about long-term goals. What is the long-term goal? 5-year goal, 10-year goal, 20-year goal, generational wealth goal. Category kings are the way that may be good to go, right? And you can niche down the category. It can be a small, tiny category company that just bumped up, it just IPO'd, but is a king of the category, of a very small category. You know this company is going to be going places, right? Now, the rest of this actually is very moral. Like I like to invest based on my moral beliefs. And that's why, like, again, I have absolutely no judgment what your political affiliation is, what your spiritual, religious, scientific beliefs are. I don't care. You do you, but I'm telling you, when you're picking an asset for your portfolio, you probably want to pick assets that are aligned to your beliefs, because that actually increases your confidence in that asset. And you feel good about it too. All right. So you're actually kind of contributing as you're investing. All right. And that's why another reason why I don't like index funds, because it's just like a basket of whoever knows what bunch of stuff they put in. It's, for example, one of the things that I don't invest in, even though I may be missing out a lot on, is oil. Why do I not invest in oil? Because I believe that oil is the reason why we have all of this unrest in the Middle East, and the reason why Iran is deep shit. Is in deep shit, not deep shit. Iran is great, but it's in deep shit. So I don't buy oil. Like, forget about it. I don't want to be a part of it. Everybody else, you do you, go buy oil. I'm not telling you not to buy oil. I'm not going to do it. All right. And you might have a very strong feeling about Elon Musk, maybe. Don't buy Tesla. I don't care. Stay true to your beliefs. All right. So for that reason, when I'm picking an asset, I also am very keen and interested in companies that improve life. So one thing is that not only it goes with my moral beliefs, but if it's a company that improves life, again, you know that is going to stick around. How many guys are like kind of double thinking some of your past choices? Like, think about it. Is it actually improving life? Is Dogecoin improving life? It may, I don't know. But think about it. Like, ask yourself that question and go figure it out. Is it actually improving lives? Because if it's improving somebody's life, then chances are they're gonna have customers, right? And they're gonna have good economics, right? Companies that solve problems. Companies that solve problems. Those are good companies to be invested in. Companies that allow us to do things better or faster or cheaper or all of the above. What company comes to mind when we say companies that allow us doing things better, faster, and cheaper? What company comes to your mind? A company that has made your life better, faster, cheaper. Instacart. Apple, for some reason. Why? How? AI. Amazon. Apple has made your life better. Yes, you know what? Yeah, I can see that. Just Google, right? you're using makeup and that has some oil product in it. I'm actually not. That's why I use TikTok filters. I don't put on makeup. I use filters now. You guys know? You guys know that, right? Yeah, all of my TikToks are filter. And then Zoom, I love it. It also has this beautiful filter. I am wearing makeup, lipstick though. So is that has oil in it? I try to go vegan. All right, tiny bit of oil. I mean, I cannot like eliminate oil, obviously. Like I take buses, but I'm like, I'm not gonna invest in it. All right, like chill. Chill. All right. It is complicated. So then some things are complicated. You're absolutely right. Pharma has really changed people's lives, but being criticized by crazy drug prices. So all the things, right? It's up to you to make that decision feeling comfortable with. It's your money. When you invest your money, yes, your money is going to be working for you. My connection is unstable. Hear me, yay or nay? Yes. Okay, good. All right, cool. And when you're picking an asset, most importantly, we invest in companies that do something good for the humankind. I like that one. So that is how we select assets. Category kings, no matter how niche down the category is for long-term value investing, companies that improve your life, companies that solve problems, companies that allow us to do things better, faster, and cheaper, companies that do something good for the humankind. Obviously, if you're doing short-term trading, none of this matters. We're talking about long-term value investing. My teeth look good. Oh, that's because I had orthodontitis when I was a kid. I'm giving everything away, and thank you for the compliment. All right, team. So I'm gonna leave it up here, and now you have a homework. Asset picking is actually super easy, especially if you are a beginner. As you do research, but when you're a beginner, it is very easy. You don't want to have that many assets. You want to have a handful of assets to get started with. And the best place, you guys want to know the best place to find assets for your portfolio based on the strategy, based on the things that we just talked about? I'm going to put a B in the comments if you want to know the best place to find the best asset for you. I know the best place to find the best place for each and every one of you. Did you know that? I'm Nostradamus like that. I know the best place for you, B and LP and the Ryan, like all of you guys, Erica and Mary Jane. I know the best place for you and you and you and you and you. You know where it is? The best place for you to select your first handful of assets. Yes. Is your own credit card statement. Chances are you're shopping with, you're already a customer of Beliefs. You love their companies, their services. I'm getting frozen video. I'm hoping I'm good. To repeat, give me a thumbs up once I'm good. I'm looking at Tristan. Now we're good. Testing, 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 testing. All right, I'm going to repeat what I said in the past 20 seconds. The past 20 seconds, I said, go to your credit card statement. Chances are you're already a customer of one of these companies that are morally aligned to you. Sound is good. All right. And you love their services. As a customer, you probably have a good insight on their customer service. You probably have great insight on their products. You know that company very well. So for that reason, you could very well go ahead and select your first asset already a customer of. Are you guys getting it? Put a yes in the comments if you understand where to go to find your first asset. Amazing. That was the goal of today. My video has frozen. It's all right. It's all good. Because it's time for me to go to bed. I think the internet is telling me, hey, Kiana, shut this down and go to bed. So with that, team, that is your challenge for today. In fact, if my video is frozen, then I'm going to go ahead and share my screen instead. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Team, if you think this is great, first of all, how many guys are getting value out of this? Put me in the comments if if today was helpful to you with your money. All right, awesome. So if you are getting value out of this, you want to go to buildmorewealth.com, go to the next page and grab your VIP tickets because we're literally running out. Because if you think this is good, next week is going to be like mind-blowing. I know it. I'm saying this because I've seen this happen over and over again. I say it with confidence, especially if you're an entrepreneur, especially if you're a business owner, or if you're starting your business, there is something for you in the Build More Wealth Live. If you want to make more money so that you can invest more, you want to come on over to the Build More Wealth Live event next week. What if you don't have a business? You're still going to get value, but come in with at least the idea of wanting to have a business. It's going to be all about, mainly about, not all. We are going to talk about artificial intelligence. We are going to talk about so many amazing, amazing things, but a lot of it is going to focus on increasing your income, at least with a side hustle. Like whatever it is that you're doing right now that you're not making enough money, we're going to show you how to make more money. All right. So that is why you want to be there. You want to be as a VIP and you want to play full on. You want to attend live. So go to buildmorewealth.com. If you're on TikTok, on Instagram, go to the link in my bio, put your name, put your email address, click on save your seat, and then go to the next page and choose your experience, choose VIP, I'm telling you, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Is the last day of the pregame? Where did the week go? I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. You guys are amazing. On the count of 3 before you go, we are going to put your hands up. I know I can't see you, but do it anyway. And you're going to yell out that I am abundance. Yell it out. I am abundance. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, we're going to have better internet next week. Don't worry. And we're going to fix the internet tomorrow. But you are abundance. You're amazing. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 p.m.